Hey guys, we're going to learn how to annotate an article today. First thing is first, you have an annotation checklist back on your agenda. There are 4 steps to what we're going to annotate. The word annotate means to mark literature and to make notes on things that we can break down that the author is talking about and things that you'll be able to use in a future paper. So the first thing that you're going to do before you do these 4 steps is to read the full article. The full article is the CAMI assignment right here. You're going to read that before you do anything. Then you're going to go back, and with CAMI, this is how you can draw. You don't really need the shapes unless you want to do circles later. You might be able to use that. This is how you erase. Here is a markup. This means comments. You can copy this to a Google Doc or you can do it right on CAMI, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. So annotation checklist is back here. You're going to read through the whole article, and then you're going to go through and highlight ethos, pathos, and logos. If you forget what that is, go back and watch the screencast from Monday. I already did this, and I went through and I made sure you can choose whatever 3 colors that you want, but I made sure to put them at the top so that I knew what key I was going to use. Anything that I highlighted in blue was ethos. Anything I highlighted in purple was pathos or emotion. Anything that was logical, like facts or statistics or research, was yellow. So Karen Huxtable Jexter is a teacher at the School of Behavioral Brain Sciences at University of Texas. Really well-known university, obviously very high up there, knows what she's talking about. She's credible, so I highlighted that blue. Same thing for a little bit lower. It explains what she does. I highlighted that blue. Here we have some pathos in the purple. Many professors and education professionals are discovering that rather than distract, strategically applied devices increase engagement with students, those with learning disabilities who are on the autistic spectrum and for whom English is a second language. This gives emotional connection to people who might have to deal with that kind of a thing. This is on the side of technology. It's giving a little bit of emotion for those who are trying to connect a little bit more with why this might be good for people. Technology is a greater equalizer down here that allowed every student to learn the way they need to. That's definitely some emotional appeal. That's pathos. So again, up here I have pathos in purple, so I made that purple. Logos, there's not a lot of logos in here. By the way, that, I don't know why that turned green. That should be purple. So make sure to make that purple if you're going to use the same colors as me. I don't know. It just keeps going green. So just trust me, it's supposed to be purple. So then we scroll down, and here I have some logos appeal. Diverse background and varied exposure to the English language are part of why students seek auxiliary help. Many are immigrants or American-born children and speak another language at home. That's definitely research. It could also be a little bit of pathos there. So pick 3 colors, go through, highlight everything that you can find, ethos, pathos, or logos. If you can't figure out CAMI, do it just by copying it to a Google Doc. The second thing on the checklist is to circle words you don't know. Ignore the with pencil part. You're going to either go to the CAMI and use the shapes, and you can choose a circle to circle words you don't know, or you can just bold them and make a comment. Here's how you make a comment with this little button in CAMI. You just double click something and add comment. I did it in Google Docs. So I went through, and the only word I really was struggling with was this word, auxiliary. So I defined it to mean additional help. I just added a comment. If there are other words you don't know in this article, go through, either bold or circle them, and make a comment on them, defining them. Then I'm back to the checklist, chunk sections. What that means is that with every 3 or 4 paragraphs, you should be focusing on just those paragraphs, because number 4 says summarize the chunks by using keywords or information. So for example, I went through each part of my every 3 paragraphs and I inserted a line. The way you do that on Google Docs is to insert, and it literally says horizontal line. If you're on CAMI, you can just click and enter, and make spaces in between every 3 or 4 paragraphs. This chunking allows you to focus on just a specific part of the article. So I actually went up and I numbered them. I added a 1 to chunk 1. I highlighted this, insert and I inserted a comment, and I actually summarized it over here. These 3 paragraphs to me say a lot, so I took the main points. There are strong opinions on both sides of technology in the classroom debate. Doesn't say that anywhere. This is what I took from it. You're not copying word for word. This is in your own words. It's helpful to some students, not for others. Professor Huxtable Gesture is a high-up professor at the University of Texas. She outlines this ongoing debate about technology in the classroom. That was what that said to me. You're going to read it, look away, think about your own words, and summarize every 3 to 4 paragraphs, every chunk. You're going to do this for your own articles eventually. So this is a practice. You need to go through, it doesn't need to look exactly like mine, and you're going to highlight ethos, pathos, and logos. Then you're going to either highlight, underline, or circle and add a comment to words you don't know and define them. Then go through and make chunks by either adding a line or hitting enter, enter, enter. And every 3 paragraphs should be isolated, 3 to 4 paragraphs. And you're going to summarize them in a comment section. Email me if that doesn't make sense. Email me if you want to Zoom with me to do it together, and we'll set up a time. Okay, this is due by Thursday.